Welcome back to Two Sports Overtime. Kayler Smith, Joey DeBerardino. We are officially in the thick of football season on just about every level. High school, college, NFL. Everybody's in the full swing of fall camps, and we're about to start games in just a week.
I know. It's crazy when we keep talking about it and keep talking about it, and we're waiting around. It's like Christmas morning's almost here, and we just couldn't be more excited. We have so many different football teams that we get to cover. Obviously, on the high school level, we have the Bengals, even the Browns, Dayton as well. Of course, Ohio State. So, it's a great time of year. Our coverage around this time of year is so saturated too, especially once we get into basketball and then soccer as well, which we'll get into even later in the show. But it's great. I mean, it's here, and once those games get going, I mean, I know we're going to be pumped. So, kicking things off though, we'll start in college football. No pun intended. Yeah, exactly. I love that at kicking off too. You can use it for everything.
Yep.
It's football. That's what it is. Starting in college, Ohio State in that first AP preseason poll, getting number 3 in the country. Buckeye fans always thinking that they get overlooked. They think they should be number 1 every year, but they are the reigning national champions. So
yeah, Penn State ahead of them at 2.
Yep. I mean, they're going to see them too later this year too. So, I mean, honestly though, thinking about it, I mean, it always seems like Penn State's kind of overrated every year.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I will say the coaches poll came out first about a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
And it was Texas 1, Ohio State 2. Which is super exciting given the week 1 matchup between Texas and Ohio State, the top 2 ranked teams in the country facing off in the shoe. It's the shoe, right? I got that right?
The horseshoe or the shoe.
Got it right.
You got it.
I'm learning, guys. But then when the AP poll came out this week, that actually did kind of surprise me, seeing Penn State ahead of them.
Yeah.
I know that this means very little at this stage in the game, but of course it just gives fodder for people to talk about.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's exciting to think about. I mean, Ohio State's going to see at least the top 2 teams in the preseason poll going into the season. Texas in that opener, the number 1 team. Longhorns, first time ever they've been number 1. Then Penn State.
To start a season?
Season. And then OSU, obviously,
I was going to say, they've definitely been number 1.
Oh, yeah, number 1 before, but never been at the first preseason poll to start a season number 1. So, and then Clemson at 4, Georgia rounding out the top 5. The next team in the Big Ten is Oregon at 7, and that's it for Big Ten teams in the top 10. Just Penn State, OSU, and Oregon. So
OSU to me still means Oklahoma State. Growing up in a Big 12 fan.
Yeah.
What is OSU? Ohio
West.
State?
OSU is Ohio State. Oklahoma State?
Who were you saying was OSU?
OSU
5?
is number 3.
Oh, number 3. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Oregon, number 7. I don't know where. I don't think Oklahoma State is on the top 25 this year. I don't know.
Oh, I don't think so. I was about to look it up, actually. My alma mater, I believe, made it.
Mizzou, yep. And then a team you covered, or not covered, but are familiar with.
Texas Tech.
Yeah, Texas
23?
Texas Tech is there, and then Kansas State is up there as well. Is who I was thinking of. But yeah, I forgot about Texas Tech, obviously. So, but yeah, so lots to think about, obviously, with there. We've talked about a lot about the quarterback battle happening in Columbus. Many people believe that it will be Julian Sayin. He's considered the heavy favorite for the Buckeyes. Lincoln Kienholz is strong contender, but Ryan Day hasn't obviously announced that quarterback starter yet for day 1 for that opener against Texas. So it'll be interesting to see how things play out. We don't think it'll be Bell Fountain alum Tavian St. Clair, the freshman, getting that starting nod, but it would be really cool to see. But his time will come, of course. So thinking it's going to be Sayin, that quarterback battle kind of continues. But obviously all the excitement, all the eyes on that first game will be there. Big noon kickoff, number 1 versus number 3, rematch of the Cotton Bowl.
Can we just say number 1 and number 2? Can we just go with the coaches poll that week? Because that makes it a lot more fun.
Well, the fact that it's Penn State, too, I think Ohio State fans are like, if we can't be number 1, we're definitely should be number 2.
I was mistaken, by the way. I saw somebody, like a specific analyst, they ranked Missouri. Missouri's not ranked.
Oh, okay.
Top 10, you name the top 5, 6 Notre Dame, 7 Oregon, 8 Alabama, 9 LSU, 10 Miami, 11 Arizona State. All right. This is all off last year.
Yeah.
It's all off last year and who they brought back.
Exactly.
12 Illinois.
I know. I thought that one was interesting.
To the west.
Yep.
Kind of.
Yep. They had a really good season too, honestly. They've kind of made themselves as a little bit more of a Big Ten contender. And then I think Indiana is back at 20.
They're at 20. And then here's another thing that I'm learning, Joey. Team up north, 14.
There you go. You didn't say it. Ugh. Well.
You know, that's something that you and the viewing area has in common, that you guys don't like Michigan. That's good.
Yeah. Nope. Not a big Wolverine area here. So that's, there's no love lost for the maize and blue. And you'll get to see that soon. They really do not like each other. I was at that game last year for that fight.
I was going to say, everybody in the world saw that last year.
Man, that was nuts. Yeah. That was one of the crazier college football games I've been to, but
sure.
Yeah. So obviously, plenty of excitement for Ohio State this year, coming off the national championship. They got another exciting schedule. But Ryan Day spoke to the media on Monday, kind of talked about preparations, kind of as the weeks are going, that they still have kind of a lot to do, not a lot of time to do it. And then he also touched on the quarterback battle, kind of saying some positive things about both of them. So here's Ryan Day talking about preparations this week for Texas.
This is a big week to take the next step for us, and I think the effort's there. I think the overall execution's got to improve. Each side of the ball has their things that they need to grow upon, and this is kind of the last week to do that, because after this week, we'll have our scrimmage on Saturday, and it's not just complete Texas from there on, but it's getting close. So we're still in the middle of it. There was a lot of positives, but obviously some things we got to, I guess the best way to put it is, in the first 9 practices, we've got a lot done, but we've got a lot to do. We have 2 guys that are getting the reps, so that's good. It's not like we're getting 3 or 4, and there's so many reps in practice. We've taken that into consideration. We're trying to get both guys ready to go win the game. I think we have to have them both ready to play in that first game, and then again, as we get closer here, we'll name a starter and go from there. But we're going to need them both, and that's the goal right now, is just to get them both ready to go, figure out what they can do that's similar, try to figure out what they can do that's different from each other, and then so that they can go play well in this first game, because this will be their first start. Lincoln played in the bowl game, but he didn't start, and and Julian's never started a game. So we got to make sure we're giving them things that they can do that fit their skill set.
I just always feel like, and this is just a me thing, it always seems like the fall camps are really short. It always feels like there's never quite enough time.
Right.
And obviously they're out there 4 or 5 hours a day, but still
right.
Only 3 weeks is not a lot of time to get all those people up to speed, especially now with how much people are transferring, and you have to get so many more people up to speed than usual.
Especially at quarterback too. And you think about, for Ohio State last year, you got a guy like Will Howard coming in. He's getting up to speed with the team and Ohio State itself, and Ryan Day, and learning how they do things there. But he's a veteran quarterback. You got 2 guys here at their most important position with very little to none experience coming in. So
luckily they got
harder.
the spring, which does help. I just feel like it's time to pick somebody. Yeah. I feel this way about my own alma mater. They haven't named a quarterback, and I can't believe why not.
Right.
Why not at this point?
Right. Yeah. We'll keep all eyes on Ohio State and that quarterback battle up in Columbus. Meanwhile, switching over to...
Real quick before we move on, I did want to touch on one thing about that opening game.
Ahead.
We will get to see Arch Manning for the first time as the start of the season, week 1 starter for Texas, and that'll be exciting. I actually got to be at his first game that he ever checked into. That was against Texas Tech when they were blowing them out. UT was blowing out Texas Tech.
Now he's the starter.
In 23. That was 2023, last regular season game of the year. And so he came in for Quinn Ewers because they were up by 40.
Right.
And he looked pretty good. The crowd was really pumped. And so we'll get to see him for the first time as a week 1 starter. And so that'll be just add another layer of excitement to this game, not just here in Ohio, but nationally.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be one of the biggest games of the year. I'll be interested to see those.
Just crazy. You're spending it week
numbers.
1.
I know. And everybody's bummed. It should have been a prime time night game, but it is what it is. Fox Big Noon Kickoff loves those big matchups. So
here's a fun note about the Texas OU Red River shootout. They actually put it earlier in the day so that people don't drink as much before going in. So maybe it's actually a good thing that it's at noon.
Yeah.
Everybody will be drinking after the game, not before.
I will say I did see a clip of a college football player. I forget who who it was, but he said, it's not a popular opinion because everybody as fans and everybody likes the night games.
But tailgate. Yeah.
He said as players, he goes, we love it because we
get it out of the way.
Because we get to go home and then we get to go party after the game. So
totally.
But either way, it'll be great. It'll be a chance for both of us to be down there, and of course, we'll have more about Ohio State leading
Once
up. There
again.
you go. There's your horns down. So any viewer watching this, I'm sure will condone that. So totally fine with that. Maybe we'll gain some Texas hate here. So
get a flag thrown.
Yeah, exactly. That's so crazy. Now moving on, NFL, of course, preseason still going. Bengals coming off that 34-27 loss to the Eagles in the opener. Jamar Chase, 4 catches, 77 yards, had the touchdown. Burrow looked solid as well as he could, obviously against some backups and stuff like that for just a quarter. Tanner Hudson was a big target as well, 6 catches, 62 yards. Only second to Chase, had 2 touchdowns as well, one from Desmond Ridder, the former Bearcat. So it's always, I mean, Kayler, we talk about it, it's so hard to gauge how these preseason games go, because it's like, oh yeah, Burrow and Chase look great, but they're not really going up against Darius Slay, so it's it's kind of hard to
what I love to
value it.
Say is just everybody calm down. I mean, even the ESPN accounts are pushing these the Bills lost, shocking emoji.
Yeah, right.
The Chiefs lost, shocking emoji.
Right. My Lions lost. It's like
because Patrick Mahomes threw 1 pass.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's just you can't read too much into these games, but that goes for both sides. So everybody freaking out about Shedeur Sanders as well. Again, everybody just calm down, take a step back.
Also the Panthers.
And the worst team in the league's backups.
But
he
did look good. Shedeur looked good.
Totally.
Looked confident, looked poised. But yeah, obviously, we talk about it all the time. Like you
does that translate to playing a Pittsburgh defense? I don't know.
Who knows?
But
I do think,
I will say the Bengals offense, even though they were going up against the backup Eagles defense, they just looked in rhythm.
Yeah.
Burrow's only 1 incompletion. He went 9 for 10, and his 1 incompletion was just a hair high.
Right.
It was just a touch off.
And that was the first throw of the game, wasn't it?
It was either the first or second, and it was just a touch off. And so they looked very much in rhythm, which is encouraging, but at the same time kind of expected.
You're right.
And so
They've been playing together for so long.
And so it's more about, I think it's still, again, you don't want to overreact to preseason, but kind of troublesome to see the starting defense struggle against Tanner McKee and the Eagles' backup offense. That is a little troublesome. That is the one instance of preseason where I would say you could look at that and maybe raise your eyebrow a little bit. Yeah,
they got some work to do. It seems that obviously was the weak spot for the Bengals last year. It was the point of emphasis coming into camp again this offseason, the preseason. Will Al Golden be able to mix things up? Shamar Stewart, he's obviously locked in now. What can he add to this group who so desperately needs another threat on the outside? Obviously, we're still waiting to see about Trey Hendrickson. No updates there with that at all, which is now starting to get – it's been such a roller coaster with Hendrickson. It's been not encouraging. And then, it sounds like they're going to trade him. And then, now Trey says terrible communication. And, now it might be good. It's gone so back and forth lately, and it just – It's hard to see where those negotiations are going to go anytime soon. So
one of the funnier tweets I saw about the Bengals preseason game was Trey Hendrickson is seeing dollar signs.
Exactly. I mean,
with as bad as the defense did, again,
right.
I don't want to say bad, but just
not
quite up to par yet as the defense was against the Eagles' backup offense. Trey Hendrickson is seeing dollar signs.
It's true. It's the same thing that happened with Jamar Chase. The Bengals waited a year to have to do his, and then obviously T's contract, and his value only went up.
I mean, but they were still playing well.
Oh yeah, of course.
But it's seeing them struggle so much right now without Hendrickson is where it's like maybe he's doing the right thing. It's so hard to tell. There's no way to predict if this was the right thing for either side until we see how it resolves.
Yeah, just going to have to see how it plays out. At least in a couple injury updates, sounds like Mike Gesicki, tight end, is doing a little better after his calf strain, and then B.J. Hill a veteran presence who they desperately also need on the defensive line. Sounds like he's progressing and doing good as well. So defensively, they need all the help they can get, but getting ready for that Commanders game on Monday, August 18th. That's in D.C. again, 8 p.m. Kickoff. Zach Taylor said the starters are going to see even more time, so what that will look like, he didn't really specify yet, but we still obviously are a handful of days away, so we'll see if he gets in any more detail on that workload and capacity and what that looks like. But
I would love to see Jaden Daniels get a series against the Bengals starting defense.
Yeah.
That would be a really good measuring stick, I think.
He tore them up last year, too. That was the game I was at, Monday Night Football game, and he and Terry McLaurin were just, it was a shootout offensively, but just the Bengals.
Is Terry McLaurin still holding in?
I haven't seen an update yet, but I think so.
So he won't be playing probably.
No, he won't be playing. But again, it'll be exciting to see, those Bengals starters out there again. But, just hopefully manage the workload. Don't do too much. Don't overdo it. And just, get the reps in that you need and, move on. But we'll both be going to that final one at home and against the Colts. So we'll get to see him in person for a preseason game for the first time this season.
Who's the quarterback for the Colts now that Richardson got hurt?
Oh, my goodness. You're going to test my...
Isn't it a legit question?
I know.
Nobody knows. Let's see.
I have no idea. You're going to...
Colts.
It's going to be like a random...
Depth chart.
Gosh, I can't even
I definitely
think.
looked this up last week, and I already forgot. That's how insane... Oh, Daniel Jones.
Oh, my gosh. That's right.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Wow. Daniel Jones.
If the Bengals starting D can't perform against Daniel Jones,
we got problems.
Alarm bells might need to start going off in Cincinnati.
Exactly.
Oh.
All right. Well, quickly, before we take a little break here, we're going to quickly go over some Operation Football practice previews, a little check-in. Kayler's getting her rounds out there in the Miami Valley for the first time, and it's been fun. I know it's been hot and a lot of bees, but
apparently it's a bad summer for sweat bees in Ohio. You didn't know that? That's what I found out. Coach Burbacher, did I say that right?
Matt Burbacher, Tippecanoe
Coach
head coach.
Burbacher at Tip told me today that they sleep in the grass, and so then when the sun comes up, they all just rise with the sun.
Oh my gosh, they knew you were coming to practice, but we're getting excited. We're just a couple Fridays away from that first one. We'll go through a few of them here. I went to Centerville. Elks seeking that second straight GWAC title. There's the new head coach, former defensive coordinator John Puckett, taking over for Brent Ullery. Elks got their starting quarterback again back, Shane Cole, and they're ready to do some damage. So look out for Centerville again this year.
And across the GWAC, another team that's experiencing a new head coaching change is Miamisburg. They've brought in Matt Muncy, who's actually an alumni for the Vikings back 25 years ago. And he is familiar with the program, too. He was a linebackers coach for about 5 years in the 2010s. And then he was the defensive coordinator in 2023 before becoming the head coach at Franklin. And now he's back at his alma mater trying to help them to a GWAC title. They haven't done that in a while.
No, cool to see Muncie back. As for Bellbrook, they're seeking a sixth straight Swabble title. They've been just a class of the league since 2018. Golden Eagles, just 3 conference losses, 8 overall in Jeff Jenkins' tenure. So exciting that you were just at Valley View just yesterday.
Another place with a lot of sweat bees. 4th year under Matt King, they're looking to kind of hold their dominance on the other side of the Swabble as well. They've won 3 titles in the last 4 years and gone to 2 state semifinals in the last 4 years as well. So they're kind of looking to get back to that stage. They're kind of having to shuffle through a lot of new people, new linemen, but they have a lot of returning veteran skill players as well. And they're kind of leaning on them, those skill players, to bring everybody up to speed, including a quarterback who's not been named yet for Valley View. Yeah,
and I'll just wrap it up here kind of with the duo, Alter Fairmont. We're getting excited for that Battle of Kettering. It's going to be here soon. The Knights... in the D4 state championship regional final last 2 seasons, they got Drew Cripps coming back, Noah Ogburn, he's chasing that TFL title. How about the legend Ed Domsites, 34th year as head coach?
He's 75.
He's still going, man. It's great.
He told me he doesn't really have any interest in stopping right now.
That's awesome.
75 years old.
Ed's one of the best. And then on the other side, you got their rival, Fairmont. They shared with Centerville last season. It was their first ever GWAC title. Couldn't believe that was the case because it always seems like Fairmont is right there. But it was their first conference championship, too, since 1997. Firebirds bringing that workhorse running back, Logan Doty, led the team with just almost 1,200 rushing yards, 25 rushing touchdowns. Pretty exciting. So we'll be there for that Battle of Kettering. That's August 21st. Firebirds have owned this last 4 years right in a row. Knights haven't won it since 2019. They didn't play in 2020. So going to be an exciting way to kick off the season. And then we'll have more on that.
I love that it's a standalone on Thursday.
Isn't that
too.
great?
Yeah, it adds a little more flavor to it.
Yep. And then, of course, we'll have our Operation Football Game of the Week, aside from the Battle of Kettering, obviously. And that announcement will be coming very soon. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more on 2 Sports Overtime. Welcome back to 2 Sports Overtime. That's Kayler Smith. I'm Joey DeBerardino. Thanks for joining us again. Lots going on in the football world, but we'll take a little quick dive over to basketball. So big news coming on Tuesday for the Flyers. They got their first opponent for that ESPN Events Invitational. They're going to be taking on Georgetown Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, November 27th. Flyers and Hoyas playing in that second game of the Magic bracket. Primetime, 7:30, ESPN2. The winner of that one will go on to play the winner of BYU and Miami, Florida. Not the Redhawks. That would have been cool.
It's a big-name tournament.
Yeah, this is a good one. The Flyers have a good history here. It's their 4th appearance. They won in 2011, 2021, and then fell in the championship game in 2015. They have an 8-1 record at the event, and then UD at Georgetown meeting for the 4th time in both the program's history, but they haven't met since the 1984 NCAA tournament. That was a regional final matchup. So pretty cool. I mean, as these holiday tournaments go, it's a great opportunity for teams to really bolster, their non-conference schedule and, get those really good wins for, like quad 1, quad 2, all that for NCAA tournament time. Because as we saw last year, it helped the Flyers, when they beat UConn and they, were playing Iowa State and UNC. So it'll be interesting to see.
They didn't make it.
But
didn't help them quite enough.
The problem was they almost gave everything they had in that holiday tournament last year in Maui. And then I don't know what happened. It was very odd. They went there, they beat UConn. They were hanging with, the top teams in the country, UNC, Iowa State. I mean, it was just, they were playing great, and then they come back, and they just couldn't find that rhythm again. But new team, new look, a lot of new guys. And for both of us, we're both going to be kind of getting a first taste kind of look at what this team's capable of.
Yep. Love that they kind of have like a pedigree of success in these early tournaments.
Right.
It adds a little more just rooting interest for everybody, because November basketball, like nobody watches November basketball. Maybe unless you're a UD fan, because you guys tend to do really good in November.
Yeah, they travel for those games. They love it. So excited for that. And then quickly, a shout out to the UD men's soccer team. How about 12th in the country in the United Soccer Coaches preseason poll? They're coming off back-to-back A10 tournament titles and, of course, NCAA tournament appearances. They had their highest national ranking ever last season with Dennis Corrier at the helm, ranked 5th. They beat the number 1 team in the country, too, last year, was beating West Virginia. They also had their 2nd most wins all time in a single season. So UD Soccer going to be great again this year, and we'll have to get Kayler to a few games out there. Beaujon Field, excellent college soccer.
Out on the pitch.
Yes. So, and high school, too. It's always fun. So that's that time of year. Lots going on, and we'll be hopefully at all of it, and less bees attacking Kayler, hopefully. So.
And the sun.
She's got a good sunburn, too.
Yep,
Get that color. So, well, thanks again. Woo. Kayler Smith, Joey DeBerardino, joining us again, 2 Sports Overtime. See you next week.